Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday Night Throwdown right here on the PTP podcast. What's up,
Hello.
Mr. W?
Hey, Pete, how are you?
I am doing well. How you doing?
Well, we have the storms heading up towards us, and power's been flickering, going off and on, high winds, lots of rain. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
It sounds like it.
So we're supposed to get the blunt of ours tomorrow night. When I guess it's going to hit Atlanta at a Category 2 still.
I saw it this afternoon. They upgraded it to a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Everybody's been getting their milk, bread, and eggs at Walmart and going crazy and
Of course.
same old stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, just make sure you're safe. I'm pretty sure you're prepared.
Oh, we're prepared, but just because we live on the side of a mountain and the side of the house looks like a river. I mean, it's just coming down.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, just be careful. That's all. Let's see. Spaz may be here. I don't know. And I sent an invitation to BrainPod, but I kind of missed some of his messages, so I don't know if he's going to show up or not. Whatever. It's just you and I for now, and that's perfectly fine with me. Let's see who's in the chat. You got Jim Bob, Disco Daphne, welcome, Crazy Chuck with a capital K, Sleighbell 72. Who else we got? Zombie 5, welcome. Redfish is here. Is it Mikey Baseball? What's happening? Q&A Holes is here.
That asshole.
I say that all the time about myself. Somehow I'll be lurking in somebody's chat, and somebody will mention my name, and I'll type in that PTP guy's an asshole.
I do the same thing. Like, they're a bunch of a-holes, man. I hate those guys, man.
Yeah, those guys are assholes. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, Pete. I noticed last week behind you, you have one of those They Live Funko Pops behind you.
Oh yeah.
See, you have the one I'm missing because I have this one.
It's from They Live.
Yeah, I have the John Nada.
Oh!
I'm looking for that one.
You're looking for the No, this was a Christmas gift from my daughter. From a while ago. These aren't very easy to find.
No, so together we both have a full collection of them.
Yeah.
So we'll keep them.
All right. I love They Live. That's my theme. It's pretty cool.
Because I was last time I was like, is that one? I can't tell. So I went back and looked, tried to blow it up. It's like,
That's
oh
They
man,
Live.
he's got that one and I can't find it.
Yeah. I also have the on my refrigerator. She got me the refrigerator magnet. They Live. Yeah.
That's cool.
That goes there. Yep. Love my They Live stuff. I think They Live was a documentary. God's truth. So, at least that's what Roddy Piper said.
Mm-hmm.
Or he died.
Yeah.
But whatever. So yeah, BrainPod sent me a message, which I just saw before the show started, and he asked some about Pacific time, and then he asked if there's a topic, and I typed in like, no, we don't have topics. Pretty much, we talk about whatever's thrown down.
Yeah.
If you have something you want to talk about, please bring it up. Usually leads from one thing to another, and that's the way I like to structure the show. Because if if you notice, I don't do a lot of backroom stuff. I don't go into the green room and yak a lot because I like things to be spontaneous. With nothing thought out, like Spaz showing up.
Oh, I thought he was in a dark cave there for a minute. There he is.
Hi.
It is dark down here.
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, like tonight, there's been a lot of news today. Just an overwhelming amount of news. The Eric Adams indictments were all unsealed. And already the conspiracy theories are just flying everywhere. I mean, nobody knows shit about shit, but everybody knows everything about everything.
Mm-hmm.
I find that kind of funny, but Mr. W, do you have anything that you'd like to talk about?
Well, the only thing besides the hurricane is Fannie Willis's lovers on the run here in Georgia.
I heard about that. Salty Nuts is rating our show with 7 people. Thank you, Salty.
But I just thought that killed me today. I was like, he's on the run because was it about a month ago when her daughter got pulled over? He showed up with her down there and
right.
Yep. And now he's on the run. And I know exactly where she got pulled over at by that Target. And the cops are jerks down there. But it's just funny that all of a sudden he's on the run. Eric Adams getting indicted. P. Diddy, all this. Do you guys think it all ties together?
It's crazy.
I think everything has a lot to do with Ukraine and Israel, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, that would be something. If somebody would just come up and handcuff Zelensky for crimes against humanity or something.
Well, that's funny. Yeah. Isn't he meeting with Trump at Trump Tower Friday or Saturday? That's what I read.
I don't know why Trump would agree to that. To tell you honest God's truth. Why would you agree? It's like you're going from...
What if after this conversation with Trump, the war stops? The war in Ukraine stops.
Now, the only way that the war in Ukraine is going to stop is if the weapons stops. Not the money, but the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Because Joe Biden just directed either this morning or this afternoon the Pentagon to release the rest of the billions of dollars that they have in extra Ukraine funds to go to Zelensky.
There is no, I mean...
Yeah, exactly.
This is what I see. I see, the purse of the nation, right? Congress, right? Who passes these bills and supplies all this money, right?
Mm-hmm.
The purse of the nation, right? So it's real easy to spend the money when you're not the one paying the bill. You're not the one paying the interest. You actually get something out of it. Just imagine that. And just like what do? They once again, the Speaker of the House has no testicles.
Yeah.
Right. And slid on through and break it down. Spent more money.
Yeah.
That's what they did. They spent more money. So it's, just like every 4 years they go, we got to raise the debt ceiling. Right, we got to raise the debt ceiling because fuck it, right? Fuck it.
I think we can spend more, guys. Raise it. Come on.
Here's a question, right? We're $35 trillion in debt. To who? Your guess is as good as mine. Where's the extra money coming from? Where's the surplus of billions coming from? There's no surplus.
Somebody's got to be printing this stuff, just like It's probably right next door to where they're printing the ballots. I swear to you.
I agree.
Are you here for the money or the ballot, sir?
Yeah, which one?
It doesn't matter. No.
Same thing.
Right?
And-
And didn't Zelensky call off his election?
Yes.
Yeah, he
Because
just
of,
declared martial law within the entire country.
just think of that, right? And then our candidates are sitting alongside of him, using the military to fly him in and out of the country so that they can sign bombs.
Mm.
Right? In my state.
Yeah. Your
Right?
governor
Like,
signed one.
Fucking Shapiro, bro. Like, what? Look, we have a lot of trees in this state, and some of them are funny, but I never thought it would be as funny as Zelensky in my state with a fucking governor,
Yeah,
right? Signing bombs. What?
That's the same thought. I was like, why is he, first of all, why is he in Pennsylvania? Did Pennsylvania, are you now allies with Ukraine? They're going to take your National Guard and send them over there or something? And it's just like,
why is he signing bombs in the first place? What's the significance of that?
What is the significance?
I don't know. Go ahead and speak on that one, because I would like to understand that for a second. So go ahead.
Well, I know why in Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania is number one in two things: potholes and election fraud. All right. And you right about now, towards the election season, we can't tell which one is worse. We don't know. This one. We're getting dually. Remember, this was the state where they were putting up pizza boxes and cardboard on the windows. Remember?
yeah,
Yeah,
that was down here in Georgia. Yeah.
This is that state. Where they got blocks where you could just drive by and people are just hunched in half. Like, are these voters?
That's true. Can you vote? Hey, we'll buy you some meth if you vote. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I was talking to Mrs. BTP. Say hello to Mr. W and Spaz.
Hello.
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 Howdy, sweetheart.
He's being good.
Yep, I'm being good. I'm trying.
You're being good. Is Spaz being good?
Always.
Yeah, I think, wasn't it, they said they wanted to call for the expulsion of, the Ukrainian diplomats over that bomb shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because signing the bombs traces back to, like World War I, when they like, here's the Hitler and stuff, and messages for like 9/11, they signed firefighters and names on them and stuff.
The
But
soldiers.
the soldiers, the actual people who are fighting, or why would the governor of Pennsylvania signing one? What's he gonna say? What he writes? Go Steelers on it or something? Or
That's, your guess is as good as mine. Thank you, Thong Chaser, for the tax-free cookie. Appreciate that.
Let me give you another significance of signing things.
Please.
My dad was in the hospital, obviously, for some extensive heart surgery. While he was there, they gave him a red heart pillow.
Mm-hmm.
And on the back of it has a picture of the heart, and on the front of it has all kinds. We were signing, nurses were signing, and it's. I mean, to me, when you sign something, you put your heart's stamp on that.
exactly.
You understand what I mean? So, so when you're signing bombs and missiles, remember. You're putting your heartfelt stamp on that. You agree.
That's
with
correct.
That. Yeah,
That's correct. My mom and April's dad both had open heart surgery many years ago. and they both had those pillows to hold on to. I didn't sign it or anything like that, but I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's what they were for. Is this to comfort, and especially if you have somebody's signature on it, he's signing bombs that are going to potentially kill civilians. I don't get it.
Just kill. You know what I mean? Just kill.
Yeah, basically. But to get back to your point, I think everything that's happening is totally connected, Mr. W. It's either connected, well, it's of course connected to Ukraine. It has to be. There's too much overwhelming evidence for that. But Israel right now is preparing for a ground invasion of Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
Like boots on the ground, tanks invasion. I don't hear too much about that on the news.
And I think it's strange the timing of all this. Oh, now they're going to go into Lebanon. The timing of this.
Yes. And I've been watching some of the attacks on Lebanon and the buildings that they're blowing up. And it's not pictures of Gaza. You can tell. They're blowing shit up in the city centers. How is that? I don't know. Spaz, go ahead.
Now, okay, what's the whole point of it? What is over in Ukraine that needs to be either protected so much or defended so much? What's over there? What's over there in Ukraine? And then, not saying we're not talking about the Russian aspect anymore, but how close is it from Ukraine to march all the way across and just take over all that shit anyway? Just bomb the hell out of it.
See, I think everybody's under the impression, and they have been for the last 2 years, that Russia is a weak country. Now, Russia doesn't have the GDP that the United States has. They don't. Matter of fact, their GDP is a little bit bigger than Texas. But the vast amount of military resources that they have, they could have taken over Ukraine in a week.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I always tell people. It could have been just days. They could have wiped Ukraine out.
The amount of rockets, missiles, tanks, they have tanks, Vietnam-era tanks, that they haven't even brought out of mothballs yet. That they sold off a lot of stuff when the Soviet Union broke up. Do you think they never replenished that stuff?
No, not all of it, no.
Not all of it, but a lot of it. Because their main exports are fuel and weapons. That's their exports.
It used to be our exports, right? Our main ones.
Well, everybody in the international community understands what our exports are and what they're for. Everybody knows that. But I think a lot of people are under the impression that Russia is a weak nation. That's just not the case.
I disagree completely.
Throw me a reasoning.
I'm just saying, have you ever watched videos from, actual people that are over there? YouTube videos, what's going on now? Whatever it is, painting cars, running down the street.
Yeah.
You put a half a city, a village of Russia, and with a village of people over here, and Maybe you should just be able to clearly see who's going to get squished. Yeah, Russia's got decent power, and
Wait a minute. You disagree that they're more powerful or less powerful?
well, I'm saying I believe they're powerful because that's what I see in real
Okay.
life videos of people I see over there. These are decent minded, based human beings, even though that they live where they live, even though I don't know,
Yeah.
their guy rides horseback, without a shirt. He's been multiply voted for,
Oh yeah.
right? But I also I don't think he exactly did all bad things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some countries, their leaders were actually doing them all a super favor.
Mhm.
Their citizens, right? Took care of their citizens. These are my peoples, right? Took care of them. And what happened to those people?
They got taken out.
We murdered them because
Oh yeah. Well,
we can't have none of that stuff going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe what and what Ukraine and Russia's powerful. It's kind of what happened to the U.S. after the invasion of Iraq. The insurgencies, the smaller units, because they're taking out tanks with drones or little helicopter, little helicopter drones.
yeah.
It's the same thing, same exact thing, because you can't really prepare for a guerrilla warfare because you don't know what your enemy's going to be like. And the hardest thing for a professionally trained army is an untrained army. Because if your professional armies know what if we go to the left, we'll go to the right. Insurgents, untrained armies, they just go up the middle because that's all they know. They don't understand tactics and stuff. They just make it up as they go, and that's what happens to a lot of giant superpowers. American Revolution, all the way up to Vietnam, to Iraq, Afghanistan, to Ukraine. That's what I believe. You can be the strongest nation in the world, but small, I know we talked about it before. Low tech kills big tech all the time.
Yeah, it does.
It helps to know, where you live.
Yeah.
Well, Vietnam is the perfect example of how to dismantle a organized military.
Yes.
So, but as far as what Russia would need to do to Ukraine and Kyiv itself, it wouldn't even have to leave its own borders.
Mm-hmm.
It has enough missiles that it can just fire enough missiles to level the entire city.
See, and that's another thing I don't understand. I know we all seen the videos of Kyiv. They're at the nightclubs and stuff, and supposedly war's going all out. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember right when the war first broke out, there was a guy who walked around everywhere showing you, hey, they showed this blowed up, but it's not. Is there really a war going on there? Because we all seen, them training with fake weapons. Remember the cardboard cutout of
Yes.
the AKs, and is there really war going on there, or is just this a front for like you said before, the fund money, launder money?
Well, here you go. Look. The guy who tried to shoot Trump while he was playing golf. I saw today. I think it was I don't remember who it was, but one of the big podcasters said that that guy Ralph, whatever his name is, went to Ukraine to fight. The guy's 66 years old.
Yeah.
He went to Ukraine and they said, no thanks. And they sent him home. So the media is trying to portray this potential assassin as a patriot. He wants to fight the good fight. And he was fighting in Ukraine. Really?
Yeah.
Come on now. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous.
What's going on in Ukraine too is just like Iraq. When we were over there, we had people from Jordan, we had guys from Iran, Saudi Arabia that we'd find their passports, and they recruited foreign fighters because no one in their country wanted to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And it's happening here in the U.S. They're trying. to recruit former Iraq veterans, Afghan veterans to go over there. And if you have, I know a couple who
Yeah.
actually like, oh, I'll go do it. Okay, I'll make this much money. Send me over there.
Mm-hmm. Paulie, that's a great idea. Thank you for the fleet. He wants to make Coles bills the reserve currency. I like it. Thank you so much. There's so, Spaz said last week or Tuesday. I don't know. My day's kind of, but there's so many moving parts to these things. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. And I kind of agree with the point he also made is what is it with Ukraine that's so important?
Yeah.
We didn't sign a treaty, ratified treaty with Ukraine. It's an agreement. Why do we have to abide by that agreement? At the peril of our own government, of our own people, of our own everything. I don't get that either.
We need to simplify our government as not working in our best interest.
Our government is not in our best interest and hasn't been
For
1789.
12 out of the last 16 years.
No, at least.
Yeah.
But see, that's the issue. The bigger the government, the easier it is to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for people who are lazy. Because you can run a candidate like Kamala Harris, who can go and do an interview and not answer one fucking question about anything.
It's amazing.
And people are like,
I'm from a middle class family.
What is
Yeah.
that?
I worked at McDonald's.
exactly.
She's finally going to the border, allegedly.
What?
Oh,
Allegedly.
4 years too late.
No. She's going. Which border? Canada?
Judge Joe Brown's border.
She's going to the Canadian border. Yeah.
It looks safe up here to me.
Why are there so many white people here? What's going on? You know what? I don't doubt it. I really don't. Which border is closest to Washington?
Wasn't she in Pennsylvania the same time Zelensky? What the fuck is that?
Zelensky?
Yeah, the piano cock playing motherfucker.
Oh, I don't know.
That guy.
Oh, Tinkle Toes. That's what I call
Yeah.
it.
He was using his. Well, I didn't see it, so I can't. I don't know if he has one.
Now, Jim Bob says that Ukraine is the breadbasket of Europe, basically.
Yeah, and imagine that breadbasket with 46 biological laboratories.
But then why are we sending so much food to Africa and Europe if Ukraine was the breadbasket even before the Russians invaded?
Because Sally Strutter said we needed to.
I'd love to sweep the legs, man.
It's just no. I think it's more because we've all seen those videos of the Red Cross care packages. When they open them up, full of cash, not medicine, not food, just cash.
Right.
There you go, buy your own. More power to you. We'll expect that interest payment next week, right?
The United States of America can produce more food than Ukraine can.
I believe it.
We can. We can produce more grain, more produce, more beef, more chickens, more pigs, more of everything. The only difference is our government restricts what we can produce because we've made arrangements with other countries to import their products, especially produce. We get tons of produce from Mexico, Guatemala, Peru, Venezuela. Look in your grocery store and see where a lot of this shit is from. Bananas, grapes.
I'll tell you what, over here we still have a lot of decent stuff. I mean, we got a lot of mix, but yeah, we in the area I'm in, we still have decent stuff, but you gotta pick it, you know.
Here in California, we don't.
Yeah.
We really don't.
Not shocking.
Everything that I see that's fresh, supposedly fresh produce, fruit especially, has that white, waxy stuff on it. It has some kind of weird texture to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't stay fresh for more than a couple of days. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. But you got to understand, this country itself, we can sustain the 400 million people that are in this country. We can sustain them with food, with water, with fuel, with everything. It's just our government doesn't allow it.
No, they don't want it. I mean, it's like we're spazzes out there in Pennsylvania.
Exactly,
They send the FDA against the Amish from selling their milk and cheese, whatever, their eggs and stuff now.
Yeah.
They don't want that. They don't want homegrown stuff. They're going to shut you down.
See,
yes,
I was talking about that earlier. Pete, just like you said, because the government won't allow us. But what the fuck does that even mean? Right? And how do we get to that point where the government won't allow us?
Well,
our government should not allow anybody else. Shouldn't give a fuck about what we're doing. And that's how they creep in with all the fucking regulations.
yes.
And now we have so much regulation from unappointed, companies or the FDA or the FBI or whoever, whatever kind of 3, 4, 12-letter Transcopian fucking abbreviation you need to work your way through. But these are where these regulations are coming from, and that's where the government takes control. That through regulation. It's not.
There was a lady up the street from me here years ago who had a big blue barrel under her gutters, and it was in the front of her house. It wasn't unsightly or anything, and she was collecting water. It doesn't rain too often here, but she collected the rainwater that came off, and then she used it to water her plants in the front. Nobody ever said anything until one day she got a ticket for using rainwater.
Yeah.
And she fought the ticket. And she apparently, it was in the local paper here. She asked the judge at the courthouse, she said, "Who am I stealing from?" They didn't have an answer. Does the city control rain? They didn't have an answer.
Wow.
So who are you to tell me I can't collect rainwater off of my roof that I own?
Or find me and I do.
Yeah. It's like the government tries to tell us what to do, but it's supposed to be the other way around. We tell the government
That's exactly right.
And then
And that single one lady had this city's ordinance of collecting rainwater to be illegal overturned.
good for her.
She did. That
Good
was
for her.
maybe more than 10 years ago, I remember. She's only one block up and a couple of houses in. We used to go to her yard sales all the time. But, and I agree with Spaz and you. We're supposed to say what the government does. They're not supposed to tell us. But look what they do to the farmers in this country.
It's ridiculous what they do to them.
They make farmers destroy their crops
And why do that?
because they don't want. Okay, so if you take that crop and you sell it to, say, the buyers at the grocery stores, soybeans, wheat, you sell it to the flour makers and people who make bread and stuff like that. What happens to the price of bread?
It goes down.
It goes down. Right? What happens to the people that the politicians make deals with, say in Mexico?
They
They're
lose
not
money.
they're not going to get their money. So they're going to tell you you can only produce X amount, and the rest of your crop you have to get rid of. You can't sell it. You got to get rid of it.
It's a regulation.
Yes.
And mostly the only two powers they have is fine you or jail you.
Yep.
And
I
they're
mean,
good
think,
at that.
think about it. Think about how much food you can produce on 1 acre of land. Just 1 acre. 4,630 square feet. I think that's it, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. How much food you can produce on just 1 acre. Now take a ranch, say like a, oh shit, pick a one of the bigger ranches, like a, you know what I'm talking about? A ranch that has 500,000 acres, 600,000 acres. You can produce wheat on 10,000 acres. You can produce soybeans on 10,000 acres. Potatoes on 10,000 acres. I can keep going.
Mm-hmm. But you got to think too how much food they waste too. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it wasn't Elon Musk said that the United States could, if they let the farmers just do their jobs, they could feed the whole world, and there'd never be whole world. There'd never be world hunger again.
He said,
Imagine that.
go ahead.
Imagine that.
100,000 acres in southern Utah, which is the tip of southern Utah, with solar panels. Just solar panels can supply the entirety of the United States with power. Free.
But do you make enough money off of it? Ain't gonna make money. I don't know about those solar panels. We can't do it for free.
Right? Solar energy
Mm-hmm.
is free energy. Why isn't the government pursuing solar energy? Why doesn't every house have solar panels and rechargeable batteries?
Money.
Well,
Money.
well, fuck the government. Imagine, look, think about it. If every house now did their roofs with solar panels, right?
Yeah.
And let's say you could store that power, you could probably, live within your means. You know what I mean? We'll all we'll all quickly discover if we're making our own power, how much power we actually use. And then, we'll be able to kill it off accordingly or,
Sure.
try to make more. So, the fucking meter on the side of the house. And then in some areas, you can't get the meter removed. It's like a city ordinance to have a meter on the side of your house. And it's like, well, why? I mean, if I don't want it there, I should have it removed. And, if you wired a whole house as electrical on like 12 volts and just used LED lighting, that would last forever because most of the LED light bulbs that we have now, what burns out first is a little power supply that takes 115 volts AC and turns it into, 12 or 24 or 47 volts DC that runs the LEDs because the LEDs need DC.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just saying when the LED light burns out, it's most likely the power supply. That's what heats up. That's
not the light itself.
Not the LED. Well, the LED.
In some cases. But yeah, you're right.
If you ran your whole house on just the lighting on 12 volts.
So there's a I think it's in Sweden or Denmark or something to that effect. They figured out a way to put solar panels in the streets. The street is an actual solar panel that cars drive on.
Solar freaking roadways.
Yes.
You remember that commercial?
I do.
Dude,
that was 2 years ago.
Solar freaking roadways. Because they made a hexagon block and it had all of everything that it needed in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just place it and connect them together and then they're all the same, so they all work together. And
exactly.
I thought one of the most fascinating things is that they didn't have to paint lines in the road; they would light up.
Exactly.
So you could see the WO lines. It doesn't matter what time, what's storm, whatever. You can see all that, and then it's solar powered, and then they're all connected, and you just plug in next to the road or something like that.
Right. So
I thought that was one of the greatest inventions of all time. Solar.
Where is it? Where is it? Why is it that China can build a high-speed rail in 37 minutes that goes across the entire continent of China? Country, not continent, of China. But we here in the United States still have metro rails.
Well,
we're working on catenary lines like the trolleys from the 1800s.
But you also have to remember that we have rumors and what do they call those? Conspiracy theories about tunnels all across this nation, and that those tunnels actually have extremely high speed transportation, which could get somebody from New York to LA in, let's say, like an hour.
Yeah, where are they at?
Well, we're not allowed to use them.
Who's allowed to use them?
Well, I don't know. I mean, no one was allowed.
Us peasants can't use them.
No one was allowed to use Diddy's fucking tunnels, right? And then what was that other tunnel that they had between the Playboy Mansion and then they had like a cutoff? I mean, come on, they're not our tunnels. They can put whatever the hell they want in there. They don't listen to the government. They don't let the government regulate them.
What's up, King James? I haven't seen that person in a long time.
Well, that's why we don't have solar freaking roadways, because we're not building solar freaking roadways and putting it outside of our house.
Yeah, because your local government or your county government has to fix the roads, spend more money on the roads. We got to pay that guy to go out there and paint the lines again. Well, we got to asphalt it again, even though it doesn't need asphalt again. But if you have a pothole, we'll just leave it open.
Jim Bob, I understand the whole property rights thing. I do. Trust me, I understand that. But when the government wants something, what is that word that they use? eminent domain
Eminent domain.
hmm
whenever they feel like it.
I
If they
heard-
want to take my house because of eminent domain, all they're going to do is give me fair market value, claim eminent domain, and I'm gone.
Yep.
Move someplace else.
yeah,
It's as simple as that. I
yeah,
mean,
I think Trump used that a couple times as well.
I'm
didn't
sure he did.
hmm
They did that here in for the Green Line. They call it the Green Line, which runs from Norwalk to LAX, El Segundo. They bought up thousands of houses in 17 miles of straight line that sat there empty for years before they built the freeway.
he? Probably still some holdouts.
No, empty. They were all empty.
Well, they empty still doesn't claim ownership.
Well, yeah, true, but I don't know how that works, Jim Bob, but I believe that the U.S. government can do pretty much whatever they want to whomever they want. And if they wanted to do it, they would do it. There's more money in the lobbying than there is in the project.
See, I think you bring up a fantastic point, which Trump also already made aware of, when he did the Roe versus Wade. But what Trump did when he eliminated that was he eliminated the federal fucking government's right to tell you what to fucking do about it,
hmm
or
Okay,
what
Trump-
right you had to do about it.
Right.
That's
Trump
all
didn't
Trump
eliminate
did was
Yeah.
and brought it back to the states. That's what I'm saying. Look, the federal government shouldn't emancipate, promulgate, and shuffle you out with a suitcase full of cash.
No.
But I do believe that the state could, because the state should have an idea of what's good for the state, not the fucking federal government. I'm just
Of
saying
course.
the state, the area you live in.
Donald Trump wasn't president when Roe versus Wade was overturned. You can't blame it on Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
well,
Number
didn't-
one.
I'm not saying blame. I'm saying
No. I understand what you're saying.
took the credit for that. At least
What?
that's
I don't know.
well.
I would have said, this is all Joe Biden's presidency that did this.
Yeah, but
The Supreme Court I just appointed the judges. I didn't say nothing to them.
And the thing I can't ever figure out, like liberals always say, my body, my choice. And then you say, so you want the federal government to tell you what to do?
Yes.
And they're like, no, it's like,
well, that's what you're voting for.
I know.
want
How
the
hard,
government to pay for it.
how dumb do you have to be not to realize that they gave it back to the states, which gives you the choice now to do what you want. If you're for it, you go vote for it. If you're against it, you vote against it.
Yeah.
The reason why people are so stupid is because we haven't been taught that in school, which is another reason to eliminate the education system, which is another thing Trump has been pushing for.
Agreed on that.
Right.
Because
What if it wasn't a federal fucking thing? What if it was a state thing? Once again, bringing that state thing into it. Your area, your community schools the way your community wants to school. I mean, what's so fucking hard about that?
It's not. That's the issue. It's not hard. The Second Amendment tells you everything you need to know about the Constitution. A well-regulated militia necessary for the security of a free state. The right of the people to bear arms shall not be infringed. Not necessary for the security of a free government. It's of a free state. Meaning they intended for the states to rule themselves, not the government to rule the states.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that.
It-
Matter of fact, doesn't get any simpler than that.
Because you remember how they used to raise armies, like during the Civil War, even World War One. Where'd they come from? Your county, your
You're
state,
right.
your state, and then World War II, it became bigger than that because they needed more troops. Because like the beginning of the World War II was mostly like National Guards from your state and county because you served with your neighbors. And now then the government overreached during World War II. They're like, oh, we're just going to federalize the whole
Yeah.
army now. And then if you were, well, I learned this the other day. Like if say Spaz was a National Guard from Pennsylvania, that you were federalized during World War II. You're a lieutenant, right? And then after the war, say, hey, if you want to stay in a regular army, you're going to have to be a sergeant. That's what they did a lot of National Guard officers after World War II.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, I got us way off track. Anyways, I'm sorry.
No,
No,
you're right.
That's what we do here.
Where does the army come from? The army comes from the states, not the government.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
Volunteers.
Volunteers. Unless they instill the draft, then you get drafted from the states.
Yeah.
Right, but
And where the draft boards come from? The states, from the counties. Each county has their own draft board.
That's why it's very difficult when people say stuff about the government. The government, the government. This government wasn't designed to be this big.
No.
and that if it ever got this big, the chances of it being corrupt are
Way up there.
What
too
we have
high.
today. What we have today.
Yeah, exactly what we have today. Just remember when we won the revolution and
Is
the
that what we
years after that,
But
the
did we?
Continental Congress only met once or twice a year for the first 4, 5, 6 years because they were regular people with normal jobs.
Mm-hmm.
They had farms, made beer and this and that. And if they had stuff in their state going on, they would take care of it
Mm-hmm.
as elected officials.
Yeah, because who did it take who had to ratify the Constitution? It wasn't the federal government. It was each
No.
state.
It was
How
each
many
state.
laws do you need, right?
Yeah.
How many laws do you need?
More. That's what they think. More.
Look, if you got so many books of laws, then you're not thinking about it right.
No, you don't.
Well, I
Because
think
once you realize you can control with the amount of laws, you make more laws. Let's get back to the food. If we say you got 10,000 acres and you're planting wheat, and we're making money off of this guy down south in Mexico, I'm going to regulate by law. You can only make 3,000 acres a week this year. Because I don't want to lose that money.
exactly.
But
And
who's buying up all the farmland?
Can we say China? China? Bill Gates in China?
China, Bill Gates, right? Buying up all the farmland. Yet at the same time, our regulatory systems are shutting down our farms.
That's right.
Look, it's as simple as that our government is not working for us, it's working against us.
Exactly.
And it's probably all the way down to your neighborhood, your city, your block.
Oh, absolutely.
It's probably and sometimes you just need to laugh when you find people out, because you're going to find out. You're going to find out. I mean, look, I drive around here and I'm witnessing the most scariest Halloween decorations I've ever seen in my life. And it all begins with this blue sign that says Harris Wolf on it. And then the other ones that scare me are women's rights, what was that? Dictatorship? No. You know what I'm saying? That's so scary. I mean, it's so
Ridiculous.
scary. Women's rights? Who's taking away your rights?
King James brings up BlackRock,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have 3 companies in this country: BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. Vanguard and State Street are real estate moguls. They're buying everything that they can under foreign proxies,
Yeah.
including farmland. And BlackRock is buying single family homes by the billions,
Yeah. And turn them into rentals now.
renting them back to people. So, with no government regulation, by the way. Oh, thank you, Ina.
Got to represent the BlackRock, right?
There you go.
I don't even know where I got this fucking hat from.
Right? No government regulation. So, where is it going to end?
Regulation is government.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know the problem is right, is when you could do it in reverse.
Yeah,
Yes.
but where do you see it reversing? I don't see it reversing anytime soon, because even under Trump, these companies were buying up land hand over fist.
So it relies upon the individual, which is what I believe are exactly what the constitutional rights protect.
Mm.
So, yeah, I guess it would be up to the individual. And anybody trying to smack down the individual, other individuals should come and help that individual smack the guys who are smacking that individual around.
Yeah.
And I think if you get enough of that, ungang-like, you gotta have some sign of some mindset, like laws, right? Like broken down like into some kind of commandments or something, just something to believe in. And you figure out, if you could just break it down in just
Yep.
all I got to do is these little things. Imagine, how fast your computer would be if all it had to do was these few things. That's all it had to follow.
So, do you remember when Trump came into office back, it was like 125 years ago, and he had that paperwork photo op of regulations? We're going to take this and we're going to make it over here for the oil drilling. We're going to take 10 years, make it 1 year. Why didn't that go over very well? Why did the Biden administration on day one overturn all of those executive orders for regulations?
Money.
Because the money's not in the drilling. It's in the paperwork.
Yeah.
You got to file this. That's $1 million. You got to file this. That's $800,000. Then we got to research this. That research is going to cost you $400,000. And then you got to wait. And while you're waiting, you got to pay the fee. That's another $200,000 a month.
Fee on top of a fee on top of a
Fee
fee.
on top of that fee. So now you're 3 years in, $50 million, and you haven't even put a drill bit in the ground yet.
Yeah. Okay. I inherited some mineral rights from Texas. I mean, a small thing. And the lawyer sent me a bunch of paperwork so they can start drilling on it again. And just this much paperwork, I owned less than an acre of minerals in this oil field. And he's getting paid big bucks by the oil company to do this. And guess how much I would make if they actually discovered oil on there?
$200 a month.
$70.
Oh,
Nope, it's
70.
not.
Yeah.
after all that paperwork? So
Yep.
fuck that. I'll just hold on to it.
They spent more on postage than I would make off that.
Yeah, stay off
Shit.
of it.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You get one of those oil derricks, things that go up and down.
Yep, they got one of those out
Every
there.
time that thing goes down, I want $70. 70, 70, 70. Every time.
I don't think it works like that.
Well, if you want to drill on my land, that's how it works. Otherwise, pack your shit up, get on down the road. And I want somebody there with cash. I want 3 20s and a 10 every time that thing comes down.
Here's a gift card to Amazon, buddy. Here you go.
Amazon gift card. Here's a Chili's gift card.
Oh,
You know-
I'm sold now. If they threw the Chili's card in, I'd be like, okay, you got me.
Definitely.
But,
But
how many regulations are there? I mean, because
Millions.
it's like you own your property, but you have to go pay a fee to the county to get permission to build on your land.
This is
It's-
it's another one of these things that I think, the Trump bullshit is bringing to light, because he's in front of this judge who's using essentially regulations or regulating his own power,
Mhm.
just to do these things. It's just, well, how is this possible? How can he do that? Because nobody's fucking stopping him. That's how people just run out of stores over at Pete's the neighborhood. Because nobody's stopping him. We're not allowed to stop him. Fuck that. Just think about that.
Mhm. So answer me this question. You own your home, right?
Yes.
You paid for it free and clear.
Mm-hmm.
You have the deed to your home. How is it that they can still charge you property taxes?
See, that's what drives me crazy.
Because we keep paying it.
Well, what's it like? Our old house before we moved, I'm a disabled veteran, so I get the property tax discount or whatever it's called, the homestead exemption.
Um,
They gave me back 3 years worth of property tax one time. Okay, the next year, our property taxes went up so much that the homestead exemption didn't cover it. So it went from like $5,000 to $6,000 to almost $8,000 a year. And my question is, okay, I paid. Why did you give me back my money, and now I got to turn around and give it back to you?
Because
more.
regulations changed.
So think about this. Kamala Harris, this nitwit, wants to give you $25,000 to put towards a down payment on a house. Right?
Yeah.
Then-
2006.
She's going to come in and tax you on unrealized gains.
Yeah.
Right? So you buy the house. I got $25,000. Here's my down payment. You buy the house. I don't have to pay it back. Cool. Your house increases in value the
Yeah.
next year, and you wind up paying
More.
$12,000 in taxes on a gain that you have no money in.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's just like,
What the fuck? How did that happen?
And it's almost like the judge told you how much your house is worth.
yeah.
Therefore, that's how many taxes you should pay.
And people are like, dude, this is the greatest thing ever.
I know.
People like
Wait.
hang him, put him in jail.
Wait a minute.
What do you do? What the?
So if they do this, my car just decrease value every year. Every vehicle does. Does that mean my plates go down every year? So I should
Does it?
shouldn't my insurance go down every year too? If they're
No,
going to do it that way, shouldn't it go the other way?
Because before I got sick and all this shit, we had to buy not a new car, but something newer. And we pay the tags. We bought it from a private party. You pay the tags. The tags are, I think she already paid them, I don't know. But they were $100 more than what they were when we bought them, when we bought the car a year and a half ago. Did my car increase? My used car increased in value? Or did, so why am I paying more?
I know. It's
Right.
And then everybody's like, well, I don't know. I just write the check.
And this chick is going to tax that, right? Whatever it is.
yep. That hat Spaz is wearing is going to be worth $5 next year. So
We're just going to make shit up,
I need $3 from you right now.
right?
Yeah.
Am I investing? I don't know. It's almost like everything should be business at this point.
I'm
Yeah.
going to invest in small businesses.
You know, sometimes they say the corporation has more rights than the individual.
That's a fact. Once you LLC yourself,
Okay, yeah, LLC myself. That's right. You know, that's a what do they call that? A legal form of judo.
yep. Spaz Yeti LLC.
Could you imagine?
Yeah,
That
but
would be
then
a
I gotta
very
pay.
wealthy
because-
corporation.
Let's just say if I went out and bought a piece of property and I said, "Hey, Spaz, Pete, go ahead and build a house on my property. You know, I'll let you guys build a house." And the government be out there, "Oh, you can't do that." But if I LLC'd myself,
No problem.
and no problem. So why can't I allow you guys to buy my property? See, that doesn't make any sense. It's like,
How-
Your
do you-
property.
yeah, my property. I give you both permission to build a house on my property. I have all this land. The government come out and shut it down. But if I LLC myself, that's not a problem.
How do you LLC yourself?
I don't know.
You
It's
pay the
much
fucking
paperwork.
government money
Oh yeah, that's right.
for a business license, right? Yeah, which they regulate to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So here, once again, this is, you know, I took your balloon. Now you can only have it back, you know, this amount of time, and you got to give me a dime when
Yeah.
you know, I'm just, isn't
Good.
isn't that what it is? I mean,
Pretty much. I once Stacks over there said something about price gouging,
well, he said government gouging.
government, whatever. Kamala Harris said she's going to do something about price gouging.
Is she gonna
Price
start
gouging on
shooting?
what?
She gonna start shooting shoplifters so the prices don't go up anymore?
Is she going to go through the grocery store with a marker? That can of beans is $1.29. 79. That can of mushrooms is 89 cents. 69. And the government says it can't go any higher.
You know,
Well,
What does
remember,
that mean? Price gouging.
but Stack said government gouging.
Right.
Right.
I
Remember
know.
when the government said we don't control the price of gas?
yeah.
Right. But then they, first day in the office, they did shit which directly affected the price of fucking gas.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like you need to understand there comes a time when you take medication, you realize that there are no fucking side effects. You took the medication and whatever the fuck happened to you is a direct effect. It's
Yeah.
a direct effect of the medication.
Fucking A.
There are no side effects. None.
It's a direct thing that
Direct
happens.
effect. Right?
Exactly
And then
right.
And then just like in the banking system, they compound interest on that. Well, since you have an effect of this medication, you got to take this medication, right?
Mhm.
To counteract the effect of this medication. And then you got to take this medication to counteract the double effect of this medication, right? And
Yeah.
then you got to take this medication because while all these medications are battling in through your system, this will help your organs not degrade, right, or
Yeah.
turn into battery acid, right? And okay, well, you're feeling some sort of way with all these medications in you. Well, now you get this medication to take away that feeling of all this battling. It's just fucking crazy. It's crazy.
Is it?
Oh, we're getting a big raid from the Texan with 175 people.
Well,
Woo!
the Texan got a raid from woke societies.
Oh, did he? Yeah, he did.
And
That's right. Thank you,
you know,
Texan.
Scott had a good show, and
Yeah, he did. I listened to it.
I was watching the Texan before I jumped on here.
There's BrainPod.
He can't hear us. He's going to use sign language tonight. He's going to be the guy at the
Oh,
corner.
GLP.
Hey, there we go. Hello.
There it is.
Hey, what's
everybody.
happening?
What's
Nice.
up? I was trying to catch up on what you guys are talking about, so I'm just going to sit here for a minute. Keep going.
We're-
What were
You're
you talking about? Hello.
I listened to some of the policies that Kamala Harris puts out, and that gooftard Walls puts out, and I think to myself, how stupid can people be? Literally, how stupid can you be to realize what she's saying actually counteracts each other? We're going to give you this. We're going to tax you here. We're going to do this. We're going to take it away here. I don't get it. You got to be slightly retarded to believe that.
My neighbor has a relative who is driving into Florida as we speak. That's right. You heard me. Driving into Florida. Driving
Into the storm.
into
Why is
Florida.
he driving into Florida?
Pete? Because they're fucking stupid.
Okay.
Because they probably have a Biden Harris sticker on the back of their car.
They don't even need to be into politics.
Isn't Florida flooding right now?
Hello,
Slightly.
20-foot swells?
Yeah. Yeah,
Driving.
They're
W
driving their boat.
Yeah.
said that the mountain is falling around his house,
Yeah.
and he's not even in Florida.
My cousin, he used to live up at the corner here. He moved out of a great house. He moved down to Florida. He was there for like 1 year. He was like, I'm out. I moved out of Florida. Moved out of Florida.
You know, California's a beautiful place.
It is.
It's a beautiful place. Where I live, in the right conditions, I can go skiing in the morning and surfing in the afternoon.
Yep.
Literally.
Same here. I know all about that. California has all the topography. We got
Yeah.
jungle and desert and mountains and
I can go
everything.
in between going skiing. I can go shooting up in the mountains and then take the back roads down to the beach. Go surfing off of Malibu Canyon. If I really wanted to. It's a beautiful place.
Why they want it so bad.
But
Not to mention the economy.
occasionally, we have a big fucking earthquake.
Uh,
Occasionally.
Very
I was-
occasionally.
I was out there for the one in '95. I was out there for
94.
that. Yeah, '94.
Oh, yeah.
I was stationed in El Toro when that happened.
That,
I woke up
no.
2 minutes.
That
2
was
minutes
the
before it
spaceship.
started shaking.
Yeah. El Toro.
Yeah, didn't they blow
Yeah,
it up?
Yeah.
Spaceship.
Yeah. I got killed in that one.
Or it could have been Will Smith getting banged in the behind from somebody. We don't know. we don't know. All we do know is poor P. Diddy is going to rat his guts out.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think he is.
He's going through some kind of withdrawal right now. You gotta know.
He's
You
gotta
gotta know whether it's taking it in the butt or taking it in the mouth or rubbing it on his
He already
skin.
does all that apparently at his
Right.
parties. So
I don't know.
I don't think that's the fear. It's the fear
He's-
of getting killed
Oh,
and cloned, probably.
I don't
Which
know.
they probably already did.
Well, it's time to sell your stock in KY jelly now, I guess.
Did you guys hear that? Apparently, that oil is ecstasy,
Yeah.
Drugs.
GHB, and all that.
Drugs, yes.
That makes a lot more sense.
It makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Unless the feds are really as horribly decrepit as we think they are and degenerate, and they just wanted the oil for themselves.
You never know.
You never know.
They got all that blackmail information. I mean, what are they doing with it?
They'll provide you with the oil too.
Keep your
That's
mouth
a
shut.
lot of drugs. That is a lot of drugs.
Yeah, how many bottles did they say it was?
1,000.
That's a guesstimate.
Oh my god.
That was just one closet. That was just one closet.
I think that photograph is fake. I think that photograph is fake.
I don't
Which
know.
one?
The one where they got the Johnson and Johnson bottles all lined up.
Oh,
You know,
Yeah.
I'm just, maybe he's got the powder pump on each of them. I'm just
You would
what
think
I'm
he'd have
really-
his own branding on it.
look. I'm just saying it's lotion.
Diddy juice. That's what it's called.
Diddy juice.
What happens?
Diddy
when-
Earl.
What happens when you rub this lotion on your skin? Is what I'm asking.
Date rape drug. You don't remember. And then there's that link to that movie, Blink Twice or whatever.
Oh,
That
shit.
Yeah.
is that same plot. It's
I didn't
crazy
watch
stuff.
My wife made me watch that movie the other
I
night.
haven't seen it.
Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Baby oil
Thank you.
absorbs into your skin.
So does bleach.
Yeah.
Well, I think people would be more apt to rub baby oil on themselves than bleach. So if it was drugged, maybe that's how he drugged people.
Mm.
You remember that purple stuff that they use as primer before they glue PVC?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit absorbs into your skin too.
It's
for
Diddy's
like-
primer, this oil, huh? He is
Days.
priming his chicks, his guys, whatever, at the parties, young, impressionable people.
Takes
Come here,
the-
They don't
Beaver.
remember.
Come here, Beaver. That's what he said.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Some of the
see?
videos of Bieber.
You know,
And he always felt uncomfortable, but he still didn't. You know what I mean? You got to think.
MK Ultra too.
How long was he growing up in that to think that even though he doesn't feel right about it, he still goes through with it?
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of them that said, "Oh, that was just
That's your mind
terrible."
control. Yeah.
hey,
But they still did it.
You go through it
have you
medicated.
guys ever seen $1
Did he
million
smoke?
in cash in front of you where you can reach out and touch it?
No.
No, about $27 to buy biggest.
No, I'm being serious.
No.
$1 million.
25K. Not
Yeah.
even close to $1 million, no. That pallet?
No, not even close.
Multiple pallets, right?
No, not at all.
It's a
It's,
suitcase.
It's a thick briefcase.
Yeah, okay. Like the movies.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think I ever held $5,000 in my hand. All at
Okay.
Just in
So-
Iraq.
When people get confronted with, say, $1 million, to us, that's something that's holy shit. To these people, it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
a drop in the bucket. Yeah.
I mean, like
very
Diddy,
brief time.
not
A
Bieber.
very brief time. I drove in between jobs because I was waiting for some clearances. I drove armored cars about a month and a half. But I drove the big ones, the ones with the dually wheels that they loaded pallets into. Pallets of cash.
You had escorts, right?
Where there was 2 guys in the front, the driver, which was me, and my guy riding shotgun, literally, and 3 guys in the back with automatic weapons.
Yeah. Wow.
We're talking about pallets of cash, $15, $20 million. that were being brought to the clearinghouse in Los Angeles, the Fed clearinghouse in Los Angeles. You can't even make a joke about that shit. You go to jail.
Like as the security guard, you mean?
Yeah,
Wow.
you go to
That's
jail.
some serious business.
I would have been in jail the first 15 minutes.
Right.
I
It's
think
like,
it is a serious business.
I tell you, we're on the 5 right now.
Serious
What if we
paper.
just keep going to Mexico?
Somebody believes in it
Dude,
enough.
show up, dude. They can hear you.
That's it's just funny money, man. It's all fake.
Exactly.
It's so crazy.
But when you
Probably
see,
the guy they want to drive.
We're all in so deep. That's the problem.
when you see that amount of money, things go through your head.
Oh yeah.
Now think about somebody like Justin Bieber. Weak-minded individual, probably wouldn't have made much out of his life. From fucking Canada.
Yeah,
You saw that video where Diddy's showing off the car, right? He's like, "It's yours, man. It's yours. The car's yours."
Lambos,
What's he got to do for a car, huh?
Bugatti.
That was after him growing up. You remember? You remember the videos of him younger, before 10 years old?
Wasn't he like a TV star too, originally, like a Disney kid
Go
thing?
Patriots.
Is he
Think
another-
about it. Think about how do you get into that kind of stuff?
No,
So
I
was he
think
on
he was
Nickelodeon? Was he? Where did he
Right.
come from?
YouTube.
Right.
He came from YouTube.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I hate that kid because when I used to live by the Mall of Georgia, he has a house around there somewhere.
Yes, Smokey Randy.
And he'd drive his red Ferrari all the time through there and block traffic of it even more.
Smokey Randy. Yes.
Yeah,
Do you have to wear glasses and have a beard to get a gig on this show?
exactly.
Yeah.
I have to wear glasses so I can see what the fuck I'm looking at.
Me too.
Except if it's this close.
Exactly.
And the monitor is just a little bit further away. So
I'm this close.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off at the house, the Bieber house. Wait,
Uh,
does he play parties nonstop? Celebrities kind of suck in that way.
yeah.
I want to live in a place where I got some acreage between me and the person next to me.
look, you want to know where Diddy failed? He
Yes.
didn't follow the 10 commandments. Had he followed 10 simple rules, he wouldn't be in the mess he's in.
Please explain.
Explain.
Yes.
Well,
Look,
there is.
Well, I don't know. You know, he probably could have still been running drugs, but only if the drugs were positively affecting people. You know, he wouldn't be able to deal with the negative affecting drugs. You know what I mean? But, you know, he wouldn't be diddling kids or somebody else's kids or shit his own kids. Think about it. He'd just be not doing that shit. You
It
know?
wouldn't exist.
Well,
You guys talk amongst yourselves for a
The,
second.
the diddler.
yeah, you remember that was like that was
If he'd just stayed Puff Daddy, right? He'd just stayed
Right.
Puff
He would have
Daddy.
been fine, and then he became the diddler. He went
Yeah.
deeper and deeper.
What if you-
The Illuminati rabbit hole.
do you remember that meme? Think about it.
Which one?
Oh, he's the diddler now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Always has been.
Always has
Right.
been. Yeah.
Always
no.
has been, bro. You think about it. You know, because
And they say it's going to be bigger than Epstein, but what about Richard Branson too?
Mhm.
They all got fucking islands. They're all doing that shit. It takes everything down, which is why it's taken so long too, I guess.
it's just an idea.
Why,
Right.
to take 'em down?
Allegedly. We'll throw
Oh,
that in there.
Allegedly. Sorry, let me throw out the allegedly.
Look, all of it.
But
you know.
he named his freaking business Virgin. I mean, come on.
And
Right. 'cause
nothing-
It's definitely the next guy on the chopping block, I think.
they play the game of no choice. And that's exactly what they want you to believe. And based upon that, I say change the way you think about it. Of course, then again, I get up and go to work every day.
And pay your taxes so Ukraine can go to war.
Well, I don't know. I keep getting these,
Keeping the
letters.
taxes, God,
Look.
send more missiles and armaments to our
It
enemy.
sh- And it should be the taxes that I pay because it's probably city tax. And, they only alert me when, after after the effect, right? Because now it has late fees, right? You should have paid this, back when. How the fuck do I know when I'm supposed to pay you? Right? Yeah, I'm not even sure I'm supposed to pay you. All right, fine, your city. I'll pay you, but don't come at me like you should have paid me. Now you owe me more.
Yeah,
That's like some bully shit.
the banks when you overdraft fee or something, right? It's like, oh, you couldn't afford that. You didn't have the money, so we're going to charge you 30 more bucks.
Oh,
I
And I know
believe
you didn't put your account to zero within a day because you didn't have the money to begin with. Another $30. It's like, what gives them the right? It's all
that's-
ridiculous.
no, that's where I think there's a difference between credit and debit, right? Credit, you can have overdraft fees. You pay interest on that. That's where the credit comes from.
Yeah, but this is off of a debit card too.
No,
Though. They
see,
do
it
that.
shouldn't happen on a
It
debit
shouldn't
card.
happen. Correct.
Look,
Yeah.
It shouldn't happen. If the money's not in there,
You shouldn't make the
you
purchase.
shouldn't pay it.
It
Yeah,
wouldn't pay.
decline.
Yeah, that's how it
Right.
should work. But they're
No.
just like, nah, we'll let it overdraft.
No, see, I'd be calling them motherfuckers up. Look, let me tell you what.
Hasn't
it's a
happened in a
debit.
while, but still.
No, I'm just saying it's a
thought it
debit.
was
It's a
absurd,
debit for a
right?
reason. If the money ain't there, you don't pay it.
Yeah.
You're my bank. You're my representative.
decline that shit.
Decline it. Yes. What the?
They don't do that.
Well,
No, because they want to get you with that extra $30 charge. And
I do
all
notice
shit.
that. I do notice that if you have it in savings,
They'll
they'll
pull-
take it out of
Yeah,
savings.
they take it right from the savings.
Right. They take it out of savings. Okay.
It's overdraft protection. They call
Yeah,
it.
that's
Protect
right.
yourself, guys. Protect yourself.
And then they charge you for taking it out of your savings for a
Yeah.
transfer
And every
fee.
month, don't forget the account fee. Just because you're putting your money there, you gotta pay that every month. It's such a scam, dude, on every level.
America media rising.
We're self-enslaved.
Thank you for the raid, Johnny. Appreciate that.
Nice.
Yeah.
You remember 53rd Bank? You guys ever heard of 53rd Bank? It's in the Midwest. I don't know if Spaz has heard of it, but they were. I actually was part of a lawsuit that I got money back because I was overseas and I had automatic payment for something and it overdrove $4, right? $4. And I'm overseas. I can't check my bank account. For 7 months, I had no idea they were charging me $30, $30, $30, $60, $90. When I got back, that account was negative like $9,000.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Talk about overdraft protection.
And I'm like,
Protect me from them. Oh my god.
so after a while, I'm going through all this. I was like, so it was over $4. So it cut $9,000 over $4.
That's crazy.
That should be a lawsuit, shouldn't it?
Yeah, and eventually they got sued, and I got my money back. Because when I got back from Iraq the first time, I had a no pay due. There was no money. I was like, I just got paid. I should have money. Nothing.
That's better than what Bank of America did to me.
Oh God, they're terrible too.
They, I paid off my
Mafia
truck.
bank.
I paid off my truck. I had a bad truck loan with Bank of America. It was a Toyota truck. And they sent me the title in the mail, free and clear, signed off, yada, yada, yada. 2 months later, they repossessed my truck. Well, no, it was about 3 months later for non-payment. I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, it's paid off. No, it's not. I said, yeah, I have the title. You sent me the title. Nope, you didn't make your payments. Sorry. I had to go down to some weird branch in Los Angeles. And then they still wanted me to pay the fees
You
to
paid
get it
for
out.
gas
Yeah, I'm like,
and time,
Yeah.
and all this other shit,
You-
other ways we pay every day.
so they gave me my truck back. They paid all the fees,
Fuck.
and I got like $1,500.
All right, there you go.
Shit.
Man,
Bunch of assholes.
it's because we've given them the perceived authority. They don't
Yeah.
actually have the authority, but people give it to them out of fear, out of ignorance, whatever, you know, it's like, or not ignorance, but lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge.
And it's just, we are so trapped, and the majority of people need to, I mean, it's happening. I see the awakening happening. So that's the positive side. But overall, like, the masses scare the crap out of me. How, you know, lack of knowledge they have. They really need to get real education. When all this started, I'm sorry.
People, they don't want confrontation.
Yeah,
You
true.
know, they just want to.
And that's how they keep their authority, because they're confronting you every day of your life. They're confronting you, and okay.
We were talking about how is it possible that your car depreciates every year? Your registration goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's inflation, right? The dollar's just weak as hell, so it got weaker, and then so you pay more, but it's
like all these hurricanes coming through. People are going to lose half their roofs and all this stuff, but then the insurance company come in and say, "Well, we're only give you $2,000 depreciation of your roof."
Depreciated overnight.
Yeah,
it came off the top of the house.
That happened to us. We have to. Yeah.
Jeez.
All at the same time, right?
Obviously, you know, the troubles run deep on like every level, our whole society, the whole structure, all of it's such a
level.
We're getting the short end of the stick constantly. Like,
it all begins at this level.
There are a lot of people who do understand what the hell is going on. Don't get me wrong, but people, normal people. I mean, that's not nobody here. But normal people will avoid confrontation at all costs because they just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
They rather just pay what they're told and get them down the road.
3% of the population, right, created this country and rebelled from the Brits and whatnot. So it's not going to take much. And I think we're way past that. We're way past 3% of the populace understanding what's going on. So I think it's just all happening behind the scenes, special ops style, and we're not going to hear about it till those tribunals are done. And who knows how much longer that takes?
We don't know.
All I know is they're going to keep trying to get at Trump, and I'm just afraid it'll be some sort of chemical attack or just something way worse with collateral damage. And that's going to be the kind of thing that they're going to use to scare more people and try to justify more lockdowns of some sort or something.
They start chucking hand grenades at them now.
Well, I don't know about that, but like I say, one single chemical attack. Have you read Rainbow Six, the book? In a stadium, the whole plot of that was they were going to put poison in the air ventilation system of a stadium and kill like 50,000 people.
Like Tenet.
Like they stole that from Clancy. Yeah,
like Vendetta.
I don't know if you guys saw today. I saw a tweet earlier, but it disappeared. It said that missiles were fired from across Mexico into New Mexico at Trump's plane, and that's all I could find. It disappeared after that, and it came from breaking news 911 or something, and then it disappeared.
Missiles
were shot in Mexico across the border into New Mexico towards Trump's plane. I'm going to try to find it. If I find it, I will send it to everybody tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to see that one.
You seen that video that they got from over there in the desert somewhere? About that robot that sneaks in and hacks its way through into Trump's golf course and then laser sights him for a drone strike?
That's the Ayatollah's video?
Yeah, the Ayatollah video
that they post on the Ayatollah's website.
Look, that's pretty scary, right? Because
I mean,
the first guy
telegraphing.
The first guy apparently had a drone and explosives that he should have known nothing about. Should have never had, least of all known how to create these things, let alone have them, right?
Someone gave it to him.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, explosives in a drone is a fucking very scary thing. And then to use the rifle instead, and then fuck that up.
Have you seen the guy's rifle? You got the SKS with the stock and the the scope was electrical taped on, and you had an eye relief about 2 inches.
I didn't see it.
You have to see
So-
that rifle. You'll laugh your ass off.
An SKS.
SKS.
Oh my god.
The scope was electrical taped on.
Look, I'm just saying, they're probably having a hard time trying to find illegal weapons. I mean, even in Chicago, I hear the Chicago gangs are getting really pissed off about their Venezuelan fucking idiots going on.
Let them
Right.
fight.
Yeah.
Right? Look, I'm just saying, right? And then down here in Philadelphia, we got what people just flash mobbing in the streets and whatever the fuck is going on, you know, 3 blocks down the road down there, they're hunched over like right, like I am on a Friday night or Saturday night, and then down the street you got they're just throwing mortars in the street, and then throwing gasoline and lighting each other on fire. And
What the hell?
They got Pete. I'm sorry. They got Pete finally.
probably a missing person.
Missing endangered adult. Yes.
Fuck that. Well, just worry about the kids. Let the adults figure it out for themselves, which is my whole stance on the foreign war going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have adults. If they don't have enough adults, they shouldn't be warring. Just saying. And I'll worry about the kids, but
You know, with as many kids that go missing, my phone should be going off every 5 seconds.
every 5
Or
seconds
less.
or less.
Yeah. But that doesn't happen, does it?
No.
Maybe each alert actually is referencing 10,000 kids.
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
Okay, it should be going off every 10 seconds then. Once a second.
That's a lot of math.
And have you ever noticed Amber Alerts? It's always a silver Honda Civic that kidnaps the kid. They're coming to get Pete. That's it. They're done with him.
Well, now it's the child. No, it's a different device.
Yep. It's my tablet.
Trying to find that
That a
Ayatollah.
shot went
I
between
saved
2
it.
snipers at the Butler, PA assassination attempt. No, I think the only thing I heard was that it was a police officer who
I did not do that.
took out the target. That's what I heard. A police officer did,
Yeah, the
not
police officer.
not the counter sniper team. A police officer took out the guy. Because I mean, you got to think about it. He did pada, 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 right? 3 shots, right? Repetition, like he was aiming, and then after that, ba 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 ba, right? I mean, there's just listen to it, right? And then after that, I mean, if you hear the audio, it's just, I didn't mean to sweep the leg like this. It just, yeah, we heard all that stuff. But we also heard there was no communication, right? And
Yeah.
bumblefucked here, bumblefucked there. Look,
The Keystone Cops.
plausible deniability, right? It's all just a Laurel and Hardy,
I got a question.
a Mo, Larry, and Curly, right?
I got a question.
Yeah.
If everything is rigged, they know who's going to win the election, right? Everything's predetermined from 12,000 years ago. What are they trying to kill Trump for? Why are they trying to put him in jail?
January 6th.
But if he's not going to have power, regardless, why waste all your time with this shit?
Revenge.
This
Pissed off
guy,
for the past 4 years or for his whole reign.
this
Rein
guy,
him in a bit, Sorry.
this guy
Hmm.
culminated the largest group of people in Washington, D.C. Remember when they said the the World War II veterans. They were parked outside of Congress. They were waiting. They had their vouchers that were given by the government.
Yeah.
And they waited outside. Right there was what 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And what happened? What happened to those guys? They ran them right the fuck out. Right. The general did. Right. The military did. The military ran the military out from the government because the government owed them something.
There is a lot of military infighting and like private branch off military from the branch off civilization we're fighting against. You guys are talking about tunnels underneath the ground, right? There's a whole civilization there.
Yeah.
They want to take over. So this is the Ayatollah posted. If you want me to play it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
What happened to the audio? I can't hear it. You
muted yourself. Unmute yourself, Barry Pond.
Unmute yourself.
Nah.
There we go.
Hey, can you hear it if I was muted?
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Just don't fart during it. We won't hear it.
It wouldn't make it through the fence.
Or under it.
Oh, it's one line of instructions.
Kill Orange Man.
Kill Orange Man.
The passcode.
Oh,
that's the device. The GPS is locked in. Laser targeting sighted.
Oh shit, dude! They got the bomber. Oh, la, 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 la.
Right, but it's a drone strike.
Oh, la, 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 la. Sorry. Durka, Muhammad Jihad.
See, I still think that's misleading. You don't.
It's trying to beat themselves up.
You don't need
against a super advanced tech that we have.
You don't need ground intelligence through a robot, right? You can get it through the aerial, bombardment, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If they had the B-50, if they had the stealth bomber,
they get that drum off Temu.
That was a Temu B2, a Temu stealth bomber.
Look, I've done work at Olympus factories, and they have it. Olympus does cameras. They have sections where it's classified. You're not allowed to go. And why should a camera company have classified areas? And I'll tell you, it's because their equipment is being used in multiples, simplified and broken down into some kind of budget we'll never fucking know about. And it's being implemented somewhere above the 40,000 foot view. And can zoom in and tell you what kind of fucking color was used in the making of your license plate. Not even the license plate itself, but
we had that back with the SR-71 Blackbird.
And then we can just laser in on that shit, just like they used to do to inflate all that popcorn in that dude's house, which made it explode.
Weird science
back in the day, right? Look, and then drop that shit and just.
I'm pretty sure his airspace is covered pretty well, and that's why they showed us the whole Chinese balloon shit to start disclosure on all that. I have this other clip from, I don't know what movie this was, but where they call in a phone strike. And did you guys see that one? It's from a movie, but they're in the movie. He calls in a phone strike at his location, and then he takes his phone and the lady's phone and he puts it away, like in a safe or whatever. And everyone that's assaulting their position, all their phones start exploding. and fucking them all up.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it?
What the fuck?
Yeah, we just experienced some of that, didn't we?
Good lord.
You want me to throw that one up? I got that one too.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to watch it.
Or is it?
We're getting close to that time.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too well.
I know. I get you, sir. Ooh, jackpot.
Yeah.
Urgent phone strike.
You can't see me. You can't see me.
Oh, your phone. Oh,
Oh,
Mmm.
oh, his pants is on fire.
Yeah.
of course. Then they got to throw in stupid humor with it
Mm.
to downplay it. It's a tactic.
This movie just came out
Yeah.
like what 5 weeks ago?
Yeah, not too long.
Before, wasn't it before?
I think just right before.
Right before, yeah.
And then, like I say, hurt dick or burnt dick, and they start, they make fun of it. They make it funny. It's a comedy. There's no, it's not real. It's a comedy movie.
Pete, it's a decent movie. I don't
What was that called?
I don't accept John Cena, but I
You
do
can't
believe,
see me. You can't see me.
I do believe John Cena has a decent heart. I really do. He's in that world, but I do believe.
Are
Chinese.
you sure about that?
No, I'm not sure about that, but I'm gonna believe John Cena has a good heart.
I don't know, man. He's pretty sold out to China.
That's what I'm saying.
It's pretty
I know he
sold
knows
out.
so much China. It's like
All right, guys.
So they tell us ahead of time, obviously.
I'm
All right.
going.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, if you want to come back next week for the beginning of the show, I'd be more than happy to have you.
Thursday.
I'm sorry I came in late.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just
We'd love having you here.
I'm not feeling it right
Been
now.
fun.
Yes, sir.
Almost went 2 hours.
I know.
Anyway, Mr. W, tell us what's going on with you for the rest of the week.
Just survive the storm, and hopefully I have power tomorrow.
Yes.
That's all I care about.
Yeah, that would be a good thing. Like I said, be careful. Don't go out into the rain and hold like an iron rod. None of that.
Dang it. I was just getting ready to do that.
Yeah, don't do
Oh,
that.
man.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Go rake the sky.
I was going to go hit some golf balls before I went to bed.
Yeah. Anyway, tell Mrs. W, be careful. Keep an eye on you. And thank you for coming. And we'll
Thank you,
see you
Pete.
next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Spaz. Thank you, Brain. See you guys next week.
Take care.
I've got the sky rake. Out here.
I don't know what it's
Sky
called.
rake.
Much less.
Thank you so much, man.
That's a really metal axe there, dude.
Yes, it is.
Is that what that is?
Oh man, that's the executioner axe right there. Holy cow!
That'll
What
do
does it say
some
on
damage.
it? What does it say
I don't know what the fuck it says.
on the blade? Oh, it's got rhino. That's rad. Oh, Pakistan.
That's his demo axe.
So you know it's meant for taking heads off. All right,
Right.
My kid gave it to me.
that's
said
awesome.
He said his mother gave it to him.
Oh, shit.
He was like, I don't need it.
All right, Mr. Pod. What you got going for the weekend?
I actually have a wedding I'm going to tomorrow. My fiance's cousin is getting married, so I'll be at a wedding all day tomorrow. So no show, unfortunately. And I just spent the past day trying to fix a 100% disk read error, where every time I was streaming or trying to do something on the computer, the disk was running at 100%. So I'd click the button and it'd be like a 30-second delay till anything happened. And I can't operate like that. So I had to try to fix that, and I think I got it fixed. But no show tomorrow. Probably over the weekend, I'll do some creative work in my corner.
That'll work.
Thanks for having me, Pete and Spaz. Good to see you guys.
Good to
Yeah,
see
just
you, sir.
send me a message. Let me know if you want to come on next week.
Sure thing. I'll try to be there at the start then.
Yeah,
All righty, guys. Have a good night.
appreciate
Peace out,
it.
everyone. Bye.
Have a great weekend.
And of course, Mr. Spaz,
Yeah.
you got a good eye, brother.
Well,
Let me know that I'm not. Let me know that I'm not feeling it.
look, it's hard to leave when you can't find a door.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Mandatory Metal Monday. It's
I
mandatory.
keep doing that shit, man. I don't
Keep
know
doing
why.
it. 9:30 Eastern on Mondays. Go give them a blue pill. It's mandatory. And then the
Yeah,
rest of the
right.
week, we don't find Spaz.
Nope. I'll find you.
Spaz finds us. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you being here. Everybody, say goodnight to Mr. Spaz.
I enjoy every second I spend with you
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
and on the phone with your wife.
There you go.
Much
brother.
love, man. I'm
I'll
out.
talk to you next week.
Yes, you will.
Thanks.
Yep. Bye.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Everybody over on YouTube, D Live, and X. Appreciate you guys being here. And I'm sending everybody over to Boiling Point Live over on The Build. Go give Reverend Rant a shout out from the PTP podcast. Until next time, thank you guys very much. Thank you for all the bills and the tips. I appreciate it. We'll see you.